Hi everyone, welcome to my channel PlantRambles. I'm a new gardener in the Metro Vancouver area of BC, Canada, and I'm documenting my journey as a new gardener trying to grow my own food. I hope these videos are just the chill way to pass the time in the background and helps you feel like you have a gardening buddy. So since it's spring and I started off kind of late, I'm just going to show the status of my houseplants right now so I can look back on it in the future. This plant was from my boyfriend's grandma, and when she gave it to me, it only had 2 leaves. So now it's got quite a few. It's a little bit dusty. I clearly should water it more. But look how many there are. There's so many. And I think, oh, this leaf is like loose because my cat like fell on it. Anyways. This was a cutting, and you can see that it only had 2 leaves before, and it had this like one really tiny leaf that kind of fell off over here. And since it's kind of cold, this next leaf is actually really small too. So again, I should probably water this more. And then there's this plant. I don't really know what this plant is. It's got a few new leaves. I love the color. It's like this dark green. Also some damage from the pot. And then this pepperonia plant my sister gave me for my birthday. My mom took some cuttings from it, which is why there's like a few stumps or dead ends. I don't know if you can see that. But it's got like little tiny leaves, and it actually put out some flowers before. And I didn't know that these things flowered, but they're like these spikes, and honestly they didn't look that good, but you know, I let it flower. It's not really gonna do anything. Then I got this dragon plant that I think it's fine. I think it's supposed to do this at the bottom. Maybe not though, because anyways, I think it's okay. It's growing taller, and I try to rotate it once in a while, so that's why you see it's like kind of wobbly. But I got it for free on Facebook Marketplace and kind of nursed it back to health, so pretty awesome. And then we've got this big guy, this vine. It used to be a lot smaller, and you can see like some dried flowers on it. But it's really pretty when it's all lit up. I should turn on the light. When it's all lit up, it's like purplish. So this is my plant shelf here. Excuse the cat. Hello. Yeah, hi. So this is the newest edition of the houseplant family. I don't know what it is. And you can see I had to put some foil on it because the cat just loves to dig for some reason. And there's this like piece of like broken hose in it because this thing's kind of leaning, so we kind of want to straighten it out. This is from my boyfriend's mom, as most of my plants are from my boyfriend's mom. And I think I'm gonna replace it with some bamboo some dried bamboo that I got. Then my friends gave me this like pot of succulents, but clearly only one survived. This one's a lot bigger than before, so maybe I'll take this one out and then allow this one to just kind of take over the whole thing. I got these plants over here. Again, this one turns purple in the sunlight. And it's really, really pretty. Obviously, I just like don't water these things enough. Oh gosh, so many dead leaves. This one's also a little bit sunburnt, but we're working on it. She's still alive, hanging on. This is like a monstera, little baby monstera, again from my boyfriend's mom, and it was split off from like a big mama monstera, and I'm not actually sure if the soil mixture is right for it because this thing used to have 2 leaves, and now there's only 1, and it's like all curled up. And I'll show you the bigger monstera. So the bigger monstera is also like curling up, and some of the leaves are like turning yellow and dying. I've already had to cut one off. I'm not really sure why, because like I make sure I don't water it too much. I've had to cover it again because of the cat, but it's kind of weird. I think I have to repot it. I really don't want to, that's a lot of work. And then I have some bamboo clippings. Clearly this one's dying. I tried to save it because this one bamboo's like a really tall one, like these ones over here. This one bamboo stalk had like these weird black mold spores on it, so I just cut it up and I'm trying to root these ones. I don't, clearly it's not working, I don't know. And then this is my pineapple plant. Excuse the tip damage because again, it's the cat. You can tell his little baby teeth marks. But this pineapple is like 3 years old now, and I only recently planted it this year. Hi, Mr. Cat. What? What are you doing? Hi. He's come to get more attention. Okay, go look at the neighbors. And we have this windowsill over here. So I used to have like this giant thriving mint plant, but mint tends to grow like crazy, and it totally just like killed itself in its own pot. So I like ripped it all out and just left the roots in there, and now they're starting to regrow a little. It's great because now we have like a really like clean source year-round for our cocktails and our drinks. And then of course, you know, Asian household, you gotta grow your own green onions from what you buy at the store. This is a new one, and I find that usually like a few days after I put them in water, their roots will start growing, but they will dry out. So I let this one go a little too far. I probably should have eaten them already, but like any new growth like this one, you can tell because it's like a pointy tip. They'll be really healthy and they'll be super adapted to just feeding off of water until they grow their little flower sprouts, and I think we should just chop everything up and eat it. And a trick with these is that every few days you do need to rinse the roots off. Like if the water kind of looks slimy like this and smells oniony, that's when you know it's time to change it. And then when you cut any new, any of these like sprigs off, you should cut it like down at the very end because it grows kind of like layers. Excuse me, cat. Kind of grows like layers. So you want to cut at the very bottom because that layer is done, and then it can focus on growing on the inside. This is my dead basil plant from last summer. I have a lot of cleaning to do. And then the Christmas cactus, it's doing pretty well. It flowered earlier this year, and I think it was trying to flower again. You can see these like little buds, kinda. But the buds are also, they've also kind of dried up because, again, I wasn't very good at watering, but we'll get better. At least like it flowered once last year. And then I got my little rosemary plant. I try to keep this really trimmed down because I really like it when you see these stems, they're green. I really like the green stems. It's like super soft and super pliable. Oh, it smells so good. Really good with pork chops. And then finally, we have the fiddle leaf fig. It looks a little bit weird right now, so it's got these like massive leaves. We got this from Costco. What? We got this from Costco, and it's got these massive leaves from Costco. And then we keep our house like pretty cold, and again, like I'm just bad at watering, so you see there's like water damage or like lack of water damage on the leaves. And these leaves are a lot more thin and just smaller. I guess they don't get as much light as they did in Costco or the greenhouse, wherever they came from. So you don't have these giant luscious leaves. But I guess eventually we'll have to top it, and then I eventually want it to like split into 2 main leader branches and then look more like a tree, and then I'll like trim all of these smaller ones off, smaller leaves off. Guess last but not least, gotta show off the cat grass. This is just a cat grass grower, and then I sprinkle some wheatgrass seeds in every now and then and water it. Yeah, so thanks for joining me on my first plant ramble, and there will be more to come. There is an actual garden, so I'm growing these veggie seeds. I'm so excited for the upcoming season.